Yo, what's up, everyone? I think I'm live. Just sort of scratch my own face. Okay, but I think we should be good to go. It's just been a long time since I've done a live stream, so just kind of catching up and reminding myself how to use my own tools. Uh, and I'm gonna be waiting. Oh, we already have a. Oh, Jay, good to see you. You kind of changed your. I remember your name, but it looks like you changed your image or something. And you're at Carnegie Mellon. Congratulations, my friend. That's very good. Good place to be, especially if you're gonna do anything technical. You have a good future ahead of you as long as as long as you don't burn out and do really dumb stuff. So avoid the really dumb stuff. I mean, be a little bit dumb. It's okay to be a little bit dumb. You want to make mistakes. But anyway, it's good to hear. It's good to hear back from you. I haven't seen you in one of these streams in a long time. Let me see. So I'm still just trying to figure out how to do the. I think I'm gonna get rid of that restriction on the subscriptions. So I just need to remember how to do that. How do you change the setting on this thing to allow everyone to chat? Participants? Nah. All right. So I'm just right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make it easy for non-subscribers to chat. But I literally don't remember how to do this. Sorry, guys, it's been a long time. But anyway, if you subscribe and if you know what I'm about, if you want more English and SAT content on your YouTube feed, then let me know. By the way, long term, I do intend to do GMAT and LSAT English content as well because honestly, the SAT is kind of boring. I mean, it's too easy now. I think before the digital transition, it was still challenging for me. But I don't really. I'm not purely about just making a lot of money through my business. I'm not really actually that like monetarily like motivated. So I actually do want to entertain myself, and that involves that involves taking on challenges that I think are interesting. Um, Bros, I do not remember how to change this. I don't know. Did the interface change? Like, I do not know how to change this setting. So, uh, you know what, guys? If you want to chat with me, you're gonna have to subscribe to me for 1 minute because I don't know where the setting is. Anyway, let me know what's up with you guys and how you guys are doing on the SAT. Some of you guys took the November SAT recently. Otherwise, if there's nothing happening in the chat, I'm probably just gonna play some Wordle or do some other things just to keep myself occupied. Yeah, I can't find it. Can't find it. Baffling. Um, Jay, if you're still there, curious, what are you studying, and what impact, if any, has the SAT verbal had on your life? Meanwhile, let me switch over. Oh, I forgot I was gonna dual stream. Okay, let me just dual stream real quick. Okay, so I got my open hour. Okay, I got office hours now, and I just need to share my screen here because, man. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Oh, my bad. This is not correct. It's not how I was trying to do it. Give me a sec. But anyway, if you guys are welcome to the stream, guys, I'm sort of just, it's just been a really long time since I've done this kind of stream. So I'm just sort of setting up technically. And I know that's not very interesting to watch, but I'm just sort of setting things up technically. So if if you're not subscribed to my channel, you will not be able to chat for 1 minute. 1 minute after you subscribe, until 1 minute after you subscribe. So Please subscribe because I was trying to turn it off, but I don't know how to turn it off. Otherwise, just hang on there and wait for other people to ask questions because I'm trying to figure this. I'm trying to set this all up right now. Where's my Discord? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, so no one's chatting. I'm gonna keep myself distracted. My my camera got messed up somehow for some reason. Man, what the? Wait. How do I fix that? Don't I have to like quit my program altogether? I think I do. All right, guys. My audio should not die, but my audio will die. If I do that, my audio will die, but it'll only be for a couple. Guys, technical issues. Stream will not cut, but I will not be visible for maybe 1-2 minutes. All right, I'm just gonna leave for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, BRB. Okay, I think I should be back by now. Just gonna check. If anybody can hear me or see me, just let me know. Yeah, you can see me. Okay, got it. We're good. All right, so sorry about all that. Just let me know, guys, if you have any questions. I'm here to answer any questions about English, SAT, or life. Yeah, I'm gonna change the text so I don't have to keep making that announcement over and over. Office hours. Ask me. Ask me anything. All right. Cool. So I think this should be pretty chill. So we just had the November SAT finish. Oh, I probably should go into Reddit soon. Here, I will look at our SAT to see what the kids are feeling and what they're saying about the November SAT. But I want to do this Wordle first because it's just on my mind. It's on my mind right now. Spite. I started with the S word yesterday, so I'm gonna try something else. Right? Oh, W is very uncommon. So I don't want to use that. N is common, G is common-ish, H is common-ish, T is common, I is common. Let's do night. God. Okay. Swore. Store, shore. Slore, smore, smore. Score. Score is better. Oh my goodness. So annoying. Okay. Blade. Oh my goodness. Okay. Blaze. Okay, blaze. What the? Why is this so? Oh, there we go. All right, just gonna do my usual announcement. I'm gonna just stay chilling for another 20 or so minutes. And if you have any questions on SAT or English or just life, you can chat with me here. I have a feeling, I have a hunch, I have a sense, I have a impression. Okay. That should be right. That is correct. Okay. Sweet, touching, moving, tender. Tender is kind of awkward, but yeah, it's the only one. Okay, so let's go with that. Today's is much easier, disconnections. Proceeding, hearing, try. Oh, today's much easier. An inquiry. Yeah. Last couple days were that I was doing this was way harder. Street, easy listening, easy chair, easy money. Easy chair? What is easy chair? Is that a word? Okay. Yeah, today's was really easy. I even predicted exactly what the purple would be. I knew it was supposed to be easy, but I don't know what easy chair means. Easy chair. Oh, it's a duh. Oh my god, I forgot. I've been away from America for so long. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go into our SAT after the crossword. The present. Again, if you ask me any questions, I'll come back to the chat whenever I see it. The present. The present now. Speedmaster. Buzz Aldrin. The Speedmaster, is that Rolex? Ramen? Flip-flop? Thong? What eat represents never eat? Oh, I don't know. A cake? A tart? A tart? Midwest City? Somewhere in Ohio? I don't know. Okay. Trial versions. Demo. Okay, it is tart. No, demos. So it's not a tart. It's not a Rolex. Sorry. A. Oh, dude, what's the watch? Okay, the Speed literary representative. Huh? Okay, nope. Laureate. Okay, Bowen. Something Bowen. Okay. Present. Okay, can't think of it. Speedmaster starts with potentially an A. I can't think of. Why can't I think of a watch right now? All right. Eat. Okay, guys. Again, if you're here, you can welcome to the stream. You can just ask me anything you have on your mind. Today. Today. Thank you. My God. Midwest City. So if it starts with an O, then that would be Omaha. Duh. My God, I can't believe I forgot that. Duh. Yeah, the Oracle of Omaha. The Oracle of Omaha. Dude, I totally forgot about that. Literary. So, agent? Oh, agent. Okay. Agent. And then today and Omega. Ooh, tort. Whoops. Omega is a brand, but tort. I don't know why I thought tart was the. Wait, what the heck is a tart now? I'm tripping. What is a tart? Is this because I got. No, dude, I'm being stupid. You know why I'm being stupid? It's because I've been living in Asia for so long that I've forgotten some of these Western dishes. Hang on. Yeah, so a tart is like a pastry. Yeah. So that messed me up. Okay. Hang on. What happened to my crossword? Omega. I cannot believe I forgot omega. Ramen. Okay. Thong. I have. Eat represents never eat shredded wheat. Never eat. Oh, north, east, southwest. I had no idea. Never eat shredded wheat. I have never learned that mnemonic. Tort, which I'd forgotten about altogether. Omaha, which I should have known, and I did eventually remember. Okay, and it was actually lightning with the clutch today that really helped me out. I honestly doubt if lightning didn't say today, I don't know if I would have gotten all this because these were really Bowen Yang. I know this name. Like these are all things that I know, but that today was just messing me up. Do I know Bowen Yang? Like, do I know what he does? He's pretty young, but not super young though. He got a near perfect score on the ACT. I love how that's part of his Wikipedia. bros, even if you guys become comedians, your SAT score will follow you, okay? So please study for the SAT. Hilarious. 2200. Hilarious. Anyway, okay. Well, this seems like a cool guy, as far as I can tell. But I know the name for some reason, but I don't really know. I kind of know that face. But I don't think I watch. I don't watch enough media. Yeah. Oh well. Got a little bit distracted there. So we have Bowen Yang, which I didn't know about. Omega, ramen, thong. Those are easy for me. East, I didn't know about. Tort, I messed up. Omaha, I should have known, and I figured it out eventually with the help of Lightning saying today. Demos, easy. Agent, relatively easy. Bowen Yang wouldn't have got it. Okay, cool. That was fun. I was challenged on that one. Let's go to Yanlin. Yanlin got cooked. English Module 2 was easier. Yanlin, by the way, are you I can't speak right now. Are you in the States or are you in Asia? Or are you in Europe? Or Africa, sorry. There's all these continents. Okay. I'm basically thinking about time zones. So are you before Greenwich are you before Greenwich or are you after Greenwich is what I mean to say. Which is if you're in the States, or if you're in the Americas, you're before Greenwich time. I guess it depends on how you define before. I guess you're after, technically speaking. So are you, yeah. You're in Asia. Okay, there we go. Thank you for cutting my stupid ramble. You're in Myanmar. Oh, crazy. I don't think I've had a lot of Myanmar viewers. You might be my first. Huh. Yeah, you might be my first. That's kind of cool. Welcome. Module 2 got easier. You had 6 synthesis questions. So, actually 7. You got 7 synthesis questions. Oftentimes, if that's the case, then Module 2, the hard questions are really hard, or at least that's what it should be. Or you might have totally gotten the easy module. But it depends. Yeah, so I don't remember, Yanlin, what your score range was on your practice, but did the inference question, did the word and context questions And did the inference questions and like the data questions seem a lot easier than your practice? If it seemed a lot easier than your practice, then yeah, you did not perform well on module 1. All right, meanwhile, let's catch up on our SAT. I think they're talking about reading topics, but who is this? Like, what is that? Where's the Mayan civilization? Hilarious. Uh, this is at least a little funny. Um, okay, that is actually at least a little funny. They were still hard. If they were still hard, then I think you're fine. Can you tell me? Can you remind me, Yanlin, like roughly what your score range was on the practice test, like the last 2 or 3 practice tests that you took? What was your score range for English? Let's go. Holy hell! Well, God. Okay, that's terrible. Um, farted. Yeah. Obviously, the most highly rated, the most upvoted posts are gonna be kind of trolly or funny. Oh, 5:30, 6:30. Oh, I see. Yeah, just getting 7 synthesis doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does seem like it's more likely that you got the easy module, so you might be closer to 550s. Yeah, 550 range. So, yeah, right now, Yanlin, if you are taking the SAT as a long-term project, you're not just trying to finish it off for this year. Um, then I would recommend doing actually non-digital SAT materials until you get better at English generally. So the paper SAT, the digital paper SAT, not digital, that's oxymoronic. The paper SAT that was administered from 2016 till 2023. 2023, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, I think 2023 in the U.S. and 2022 in international. I'm actually forgetting my dates now, but anyway, the digital SAT, the paper SAT that was administered before the digital SAT rolled out from 2016 and on, has a very, very good writing section. The writing section is not a pure writing section. It's kind of like reading, writing together, but it's very good for practice. And if you don't know, if you're getting 530 to 630, it means you're still weak on some fundamental grammar concepts, like just how to build sentences. Like for example, guys, if I just put a period at the end of this, is this a correct sentence? Let me put that comma. R plus Q. Oh, R plus Q is variables. So yeah, is this a correct sentence, right? Correct or incorrect? Bro, fuck that question that have 4 constants and then ask you for R plus Q. Is this grammatically a correct sentence? I'll give you guys 10 seconds. You don't have to chat. I'll just wait. If you do chat, though, it's good for you. This actually is a correct sentence. This is a grammatically correct sentence. This is just a modifier. Specifically, it's a relative clause. It's a relative clause, but then it has two verbs. Uh, and actually, so in this case, you only have to have one period here. Now, the unusual thing about this sentence is that it's an imperative sentence. It's fuck that question. So there is no subject, right? There is no subject. The subject is basically you guys or we. It's like an implied we should fuck that question. It's kind of the implied, it's the implied subject here because it's an imperative. So, but the rest of this is actually a correct sentence. Like this guy, obviously with the not quite amazing English score, is still writing a perfectly valid sentence here, just without a period at the end and without a comma after the bro, right? So, these are the basic kinds of things that you can just practice kind of day to day. If you're in the 550, if you're in the 550, 580 range, your grammar, you're probably still struggling to break down sentences into its parts, and you really need to just work on that. So I recommend veering away from the digital SAT content, focusing more on the general English content that's out there, but not just any random low quality one. So I do recommend using higher quality stuff like ACTs or the paper SAT writing section or whatever, and then kind of building up your reading comprehension and actually developing it long term. 1400 now, 1500 December, 100-point increase. Any tips to improve? Math is fine. You want a 100-point increase on English only, on verbal only? Can you just confirm that, Tan? Do you want 100 points improvement on verbal only? Okay. How about this? True or false? And you can just start with true or false and then also let me know any details that you want. But true or false, you've already been studying the verbal section for more than a month. Second true or false, you've already solved 4 or more of the Blue Book tests. 4 or more of the Blue Book tests. So again, you've been studying for more than a month, and you've already used 4 or more of the Blue Book tests. Let me know, Tan. Dude. Okay. Tan, so 100-point increase on verbal only is not going to be easy, but let's just say that you got a 600 so far, and you just want to get to a 700. It's not easy, but your best hope is to really examine your strategy. And I don't know if you've watched my streams before, but if you watch my streams where I solve the Blue Book test or PSAT or whatever, I just did the PSATs recently, you'll notice that do a mental exercise, okay? Time how long it takes you to read a passage and then how long it takes you to solve a question, okay? Reading the passage is what you do on the left side of the page. Solving a question is what you do on the right side of the page. Okay? So reading the passage, usually a student would take, on average, on like a moderately difficult question, okay? A student will take something like 20 seconds to 30 seconds to read a passage. If there's a graph, maybe 30 seconds to 40 seconds, okay? And then to solve the question, they would spend anywhere between, if it's a moderately difficult one, not like a super difficult one, like a moderately difficult one, they'll spend like a minute on answering the question. Okay? So, you're talking about the overall one question, but I'm actually talking about specifically the left side of the page versus the right side of the page. I want you to figure out what that split is. I bet the split is something like 30 seconds to 1 minute. Does that make sense? Now watch how I solve it, and you'll notice that what happens is that I read the passage not faster than you. Okay, even though I'm a good reader, I read the passage slower than you. I will probably take 40 seconds, even though you're taking 25 seconds, something like that, on the left side of the page. And then on the right side of the page, I will take 15 seconds or 20. Depends on how hard the question is. All right, for a moderately difficult question. Now, for a hard difficulty question, then it changes. For a high difficulty question, it can high difficulty question where I nail the passage on right away, then I might take a minute and 15 seconds to read the passage, and then you're literally reading that same passage in 30 seconds, by the way, 35 seconds maybe. Okay, so I'm now doubling the amount of time I spend reading the passage, and then if I nail the passage, then I will still spend about 15 or 20 seconds to get my answer on the hard question. Okay, whereas you will shockingly spend 30 seconds to 40 seconds on the passage and then spend 2.5 minutes on solving. Okay, so that is, you're gonna again watch my stream. Maybe just do a video recording of yourself, but you are actually probably wasting a lot of time on the question, and and it sounds like from your responses so far, you've never actually done a direct comparison of your strategy versus my strategy. I strongly recommend, okay, the one thing that you could do right now that may be a game changer for you, and I'm not saying this just because I just believe it. People tell me all the time that it was a game changer for them. Okay, people say it in their comments. People send me DMs. People send me emails. People write about it on Reddit. It just happens everywhere. Okay, try reading the thing first. Okay, sounds like you don't really. I know I'm assuming you're an international student. Okay, I'm assuming. I mean, maybe you are in Vietnam, but usually Vietnamese Americans are all named Kevin, right? So I'm kidding. I'm assuming you're not Vietnamese American. I'm assuming you're in Vietnam, all right, or somewhere else in the world, and I'm assuming you're an international student. Strongly recommend. I know it's scary, but observe the way I solve the test, which is very reading oriented, and then try it yourself, okay, and see what that does for you. Now, I see Yan Lin asking a question. Oh, no, I see somebody asking a question, so let me go back to somebody first. By the way, I'm going to wrap up this stream in 5 minutes, and I'm going to move to the members-only stream afterwards. So, and I'm going to just try to keep this up. I know I've not been very regular with my streaming, but I'm going to try to keep this up for the coming months now. So here we go. 5 more minutes. Let me quickly answer Yan Lin's questions and somebody's question. Okay, so the main idea questions on the SAT. This is actually a lot easier if we have a question in front of me. So I'm just going to quickly go into Khan Academy information and ideas. Okay. And I'm just going to just use any sort of advanced information ideas question. And let's go and find an actual central ideas quick example. All right, let's go. Oh, wait, can I?
Hey, test takers.
Yeah, I'm going to open it on YouTube.
Let's work through this example, central ideas and details question from the reading and writing.
Oh, they're using AI. Nonsense. Okay, this is not a hard passage, and I think everyone has probably seen this passage before. So everyone, go ahead and take a moment to just remember this passage, okay? I'm also going to remind myself of this passage really quickly, but I kind of already remember it now. But everybody just take like 15 seconds or 30 seconds, sorry. Okay. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. Just answer. You guys should probably be able to figure out the answer pretty quickly. Okay. Now, fuck the answer. I don't even care about the answer. Okay. I want specifically for main idea questions, I want you guys to try something else now. Okay. I don't even care about the answer. I'm not even talking about the answers. I want you to notice, okay, in this passage, how many transitions are there? Not notice. I don't want to say notice because it makes it sound like it's totally objective, but it's not totally objective. It's somewhat subjective. It kind of, but as long as you have an argument around it, it's fine. But how many transitions are there? How many transitions do you see in this passage? Okay, so some of you have said one transition for a reason. Some of you have said one transition for a different reason. And some of you have said two transitions. Okay, and then Lightning said three. And then there's always somebody who becomes a little bit too creative, okay, and then adds more transitions. But it's not that you're wrong. You actually, I can talk about why you could be right that there's three or more transitions, but it's actually a little, for the purposes of SAT, it's actually better to cap at two for now, okay? Here we go. Let's start with the first group. The first group is you guys said one transition, and here's the reason why you said one transition. You are looking specifically for transition words. You are looking for transition words. So you looked at for example, and you said, "Oh, that's a transition word. I learned that from a textbook." Okay, so this is one transition because of a transition word, right? And so that is why you think this is the one transition, because you found the transition word, for example. Okay, it's going to be a lot of you actually. You guys will tend to score in the 500 to 650 range. You guys will usually have a lower score. Okay, now the second group of you said one transition, but you weren't actually looking for transition words only, okay? You were actually just reading this sentence, okay? And then this sentence, and then you saw the for example, and then that gave you the idea that, hey, this stuff is an example of this stuff, okay? This stuff is an example of this stuff. You guys will score between 600 and 800. Okay, there are some 800 students that would say one transition, so that's your group. Okay, now there is a third group. Who will see two transitions, and you guys are the ones who are really good at the logical transition questions. And it's just that when I asked you this question, you actually turned your brain on. You actually saw this transition here, and then you also saw another transition here. Okay, at to intensify. And the amazing thing is you saw that there are two examples. Example number one and example number two. So if I put a blank here, if I drew a blank over here, do you see my mouse right here? Okay. If I drew a blank here and I asked you to predict an answer for a transition question, for example, as a result, in addition, however, therefore, consequently, to that end, right? Stuff like that. Like if I asked you to add a transition word here, then you probably would have said additionally, right? Now, in real life writing, that would be kind of bad because the word also, that's all the way down here, okay? But you would have noticed that this is a second example. So let me just explain what are the two examples. The first example is this. She uses the roots from Arizona, but she also uses the clay from Arizona. The clay from Arizona, okay? So she uses the dock roots, but also the clay. And roots and clay are not the same thing. They are one example and a second example, okay? So once you see this transition and this transition, you are now, if you are specifically identifying that, you are now between 650 and 800. 650 if you are a trained 650 scorer, and 800 if you're just natural. I mean, whether you're trained or untrained, you should still be able to do this. Okay. Look, guys, how do you get a main idea question right? A main idea question is just a harder version of a detail question. Okay. A detail question requires you to separate general idea, example number 1, example number 2, and just see the transitions there. And then the detail question will say something like, based on the text, what is true about blah, 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 clay? And then you'll be like, clay. And then you'll say something about the clay, right? That's a detail question. Well, what's the main idea question? The main idea question is just the only difference between a detail question and a main idea question is that detail question asks you to go into a specific transition, into a specific part of the passage, whereas main idea question asks you to prioritize transition number 1 versus transition number 2, parts 1, 2, and 3. Which part of this passage is the most important? And it's actually this passage, this first part is the one that's the most important. So the main idea has to be kind of like a summary that's like most, oops.
Dye wool, Navajo weaver Lily Taylor
Yeah,
uses
sorry,
hair
something
finishes
happened with
in
my,
Arizona, where she
okay, zooming in one more time. So the only difference between a detailed question and a main idea question is the detailed question tells you where to look. It tells you to look at the clay. And the main idea question doesn't tell you where to look. It asks you what's the most important one. And then you have to be like, this is the most important one. Okay? So again, if there's 2 transitions, there's 3 parts. There's part 1 over here, part 2 over here, and part 3 over here, right? Main idea question tells you, detailed question tells you to look at one of the parts, but main idea question forces you, asks you which one is the most important one. You look at this one and you say, she uses local Arizonian plants and vegetables to dye wool. That is the main idea, right? And then you just make that prediction. After that prediction, you just make that match. She draws on local resource and approach to dye wool, and it's definitely C. Okay, so this is a relatively easy question, but even though it's a relatively easy question, I bet out of, if there's like 10 people who got this one correct, only out of 10 people, so I'm going to say 20. Out of 20 people who got this one correct, probably only 3 people had the right answer in their head before looking at ABCD. Like they predicted the answer before looking at ABCD. And even if I forced all 20 of them to make a prediction before looking at ABCD, I bet only 10 would actually predict that this sentence is the main idea. No, it depends on the class. Yeah, right now you guys aren't a class, so I don't actually know your levels. But basically, yeah, I would say on average for my classes, when I teach like group classes, my classes, for my classes, probably around 13 or 14 students would actually realize that it's the first sentence that's the most important. Okay, and then these 2 are just supporting the first sentence. All right, so that was actually kind of a longer lecture than I intended because I do need to go. But that is my tip for how to deal with transitions. I'm just going to quickly answer anything that I missed, and then I'm going to go into the members only section of this stream. Is a practice test the first thing you should do when you're studying for the SAT? As a diagnostic, yes, but it should not be the primary strategy primary plan for learning the concepts. Okay, you should not start right away on the practice test unless your English and math are already really, really strong and you're just trying to get accustomed to the practice test format. Okay, so no, yes, it should be the first thing you do, but it should not be the primary focus of your studies. Retaking December, good luck, Lightning. And okay, and now moving to the members only section of this stream. It's my first time doing this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the broadcast, and I think on YouTube this stream should automatically switch to the next stream, I think. But if you're not a member, it's okay. I'll just be hanging around for a bit. You won't be able to actually join the stream if you're not a member. I think I don't. It's my first time doing this. I don't even know exactly how it's gonna work. But hey, if you're not a member, then I'll see you next time. Whenever I happen to stream. Peace.